Ireland, my Ireland, oh I'm coming home. Though I roam, sure my heart never left her. O'er the dark rolling sea, she is calling to me. Oh, I'm coming back home to Ireland.
Ced Míle Fáilte 100,000 welcomes to Irish Paint Magic. Today we're going to go to Sligo, County Sligo, up under the foothills of Binbulben. And I want you to come with me up here onto the canvas till I show you what I've done. And we're going to Drumcliff, just outside Sligo, not that far away from Sligo. It's actually 4 miles. I think it's on the N15. This is the 24 by 18 canvas, very dry. And what I've got here was black gesso. There's the shape of Binbulben in the distance now, a long way off. Here's the shape of some trees in the background, and here we have a field in Drumcliff. Very, very historical place. And what I've done, as I explained, this canvas is a mile too dry. But when you're at home, whatever you do, don't think you should paint on a big canvas like this. You can suit yourself to any size that suits you. And instead of perhaps the big brush, you could step down to the 1-inch brush if you want a smaller size. It'll do the same job. But don't confine yourself. Whatever suits you at home is what you should be doing. Even though I'm only trying to guide you along, but whatever suits you, do it that way. And don't be listening to people. Don't let anybody criticize your painting. Just keep going and you'll do fine. Okay, so I've got to get this thing all wet and slick. So straight away into the 2-inch brush, I'm going to go into Magic Clear or Liquid Clear. There. Covering the black area, and it doesn't matter at all if I go up into a little bit into the white area. That doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Up on the top now, I need to put some liquid white or magic white. So the same brush, I don't clean it. Up here, I'm ready now to paint. So I go straight away. I don't clean the brush. Straight away into the sky, and I'll put a bit of black. There's the black up there. Bit of a shower coming in there. Another bit there. Going to go for a bit of blue. There's the blue. All along there. Let the black feather out into the blue there and the blue into the black. Whichever. And as you come down now, get lighter and lighter on the stroke. Right down over Binbulben. Leave plenty of light. Whenever the horizon is, whether it's the sea or mountains or what it is, when you're coming down, up here is what's known as the canopy over your head, and that would be darker paint. But as you come down over the back of the mountain or over the horizon on the sea, get lighter and lighter on the brush. That's where the magic white and the liquid white comes in beautiful, because you can come in very gently, touch it, and you get that grading down from dark down to light. And that will also give you distance. So we go right down here, like so. I'm going to lean there, maybe there. And then I'm going to say, would you ever go away from that, please? Go away from it. Now, right down, even into Binbulben there. Straight away now I'm going to go to a 1-inch brush, and I'm going to look. This is where I tell you to look at your canvas now when you're painting skies. And let them be loose. Let your skies be quite loose. Don't try and draw it with a pencil, because the skies keep moving. The clouds are moving all the time. So what I'm saying to you is let your whole painting be loose. Now there's a dark or a light against a dark. And there's a dark against a light. And you can see the light against the dark, and if you play them on your canvas, you'll do fine. So I'm going to go with my 1-inch brush into the titanium white, pull it out flat, and I'm going to go up and look at the canvas, and there's the light. So I go into it. I'm thinking now of the light of the sun coming down onto the earth, hitting the clouds, and throwing lights and shadows all over. Look, I'm a right-handed person, and mostly right-handed artists will have the sun coming from the right-hand side. Left-handed artists often have it coming from the left. It's up to you, whatever suits you. Now here I go, into that light area, just tapping, all tapping, and up and around, picking up different colors, darker color, and bring that dark color down in here, down in there. But don't kill the dark is your friend. Don't kill the dark. Right down there. Wipe the brush when you come off, just get the surplus off. Look at your canvas. Here's a light source, here. There you are, into that, stay there, and around, and around. Mind that lovely dark area there now, mind it. Get my 2-inch brush, nice and gentle. I go over across the whole lot, and I'll ask the clouds to sit down. Very gentle now, very gentle. Sit down now, Mr. Cloud. Sit down for me. Thank you. Sit down over Sligo. Thank you. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Now I'm going to re-establish the contour of the mountain there and the trees, just to know where they were. Okay, and here again now, very gentle, whisper to it. Down, down, and down. And don't be fiddling. The country is full of fiddlers. If you want to go fiddling, or somebody, you get a job in some pub or something, you can play the fiddle. But when you're an artist, put the paint on and go away from it. So I have a problem to go away from it, but I'm going to go away. Look, here I am back again. Will you go away from it? Small bit of colour. There you are. That's fine. And up and down there. Now I'm going to go for a little bit of Van Dyke brown. Not a bit of white there now, just to make that fade away as though it was a long, long way back. And you'll see later, we'll push it back later. But now we'll give the illusion that there's a kind of a mist there at the bottom. And it's slipping now onto the liquids that I put on. And now, just going to get a bit of Van Dyke brown, using the same brush now, the filbert brush, and all along the top. There you go. All along the top. And here. The Donegal people now will be saying that I give them Sligo too much exposure, but sure, they're okay up in Donegal too. I've met worse. Now, this one now will go down this way. Put it down now with the fall, it's called the lay of the land. Pull it down. There'd be angles on that now. And here, the angles were to be gouged out with weather over the years. Pull it down now, but just with the brush strokes now. They're nearly vertical here, and you'll notice the brush strokes in are going off nearly at an angle of 45 degrees over there. And then they level off up here. And a little bit of foliage up on top. I'm going to put a little bit of green and a bit of Van Dyke brown to make an olive green. The Van Dyke brown is already on it anyway, but there would be a little bit of growth up there. And I don't want anything too serious. It's up too high for anything. I just want it to be, it's too far back anyway. There you are. Now I can highlight that slightly with a little bit of yellow ochre, just the yellow ochre on its own. And people will be giving out to me now, oh, you shouldn't be using pure colour. You use what suits you. This type of painting is actually for everybody. We don't care if you can draw or not, but you can paint. You don't have to be able to draw to paint. You can paint, of course. It's for everybody. Now, just to give that a little bit of colour, I'm going to change to a fan brush here, just to make that a little bit, sit on a little bit better. There you are. There's the fan brush. Small bit of colour, over and down, over, and down. Down with your angles again now. And these ones then would be kind of, they could actually come down that way. They'd be gouged out over millions of years of erosion and wear and tear of the elements, wind and rain, and to come on down that way. Wind and rain, and I'd imagine during the Ice Age a lot of this was formed as well, because the Ice Age receded over from the east coast and it came on over here over to the west coast, and it deposited all these rocks and less things. They actually brought rocks over from Kildare and everything over there to the west of Ireland, especially in County Clare. You'll see all the remnants of the Ice Age there. Now I'm not going to do any more to it because it's too far back, okay? I'm going to make up a little bit of dark green. So I'm just going to get a bit of green and Van Dyke brown. Half and half would give you, or even 2 to 1, 2 green into 1 of Van Dyke brown will give you a beautiful, beautiful olive green. Mix it up as though you're mixing porridge or whatever, concrete, whatever. And there you are. And when you lift it off like this, lift it off, you'll see the colour in there. That's okay. That colour is fine. So I need to push bin bulbing back now. So I'll get the old filbert brush again. And I come along here, right along there. And I think I'll switch now to a 1-inch brush as well, because there's trees and that along here, look, and they'll all push that back. And if you was talking else to it, I'd say, Bin Bulbin, would you ever move back there for me? Like a good man, Bin, move back there. Thank you. That's lovely. Very obliging for him today, that Bin. Try not to have them too uniform. Let the tops vary from side to side. Let them vary. Now, there you are. So I think I'll fill that in there as well. Now, wouldn't I speed this up if I got myself a bigger brush, like a 1-inch brush. And here we are. And now I'm going to put some darkness all along here. And all along there. And here, bigger trees here, this side. Tap now, whatever you do, don't paint. If you paint, you'll be in trouble. And you'll get variations of what I do here. I turn the brush, I turn it when I'm tapping. Turn the brush while you're tapping and be a little bit gentle when you're doing that. Would you be a little bit gentle? Here, up the top, be tough and then gentle at the top. Down here on the bottom, you can be tough like that. You can hear the sound, but at the top, be a little bit gentle. David here, our main cameraman, knows what it is to be gentle. He's an expert at it. You can ask a lot of people around the Dublin area. This is where the old bunny rabbits and the badger and the fox will live down in there, okay? Now, I'm going to get a little bit of liquid white here and a bit of yellow ochre, more bit of sienna, and I'm going to mix them up because I need some tree trunks to be created way over there in the distance. So I just cut into it now. I don't try and pick it up. Don't try and pick it up. Cut into it. Be careful now not to overdo this because you'll be inclined to put too many tree trunks in. It's a fair old trap you could fall into. So be careful of it. Now I'm fighting with myself already. Will you go away from it? I'll put a few here, but even though they may not be, they're a bit far away to be seen. But I could maybe, no, I won't. I'll just put them that way. I'm being careful at the same time. I could overdo this, no problem. So I'm going to leave it. The biggest problem with artists is to get away from the painting. Because that painting will break your heart and it'll keep bringing you back, to calling you back. Don't listen to it. Whatever you do, don't listen to it. You can talk to it, but don't listen to it. Here I need to highlight some of this. So I'm going to get the filbert brush again, way in the distance, a little bit of liquid white, cad yellow, and a bit of liquid white will thin it out. I could thin this out with white spirit also. I'll just put a little bit of white spirit into it. It's only for thinning purposes, no other. I'm going to push into it, and over here I'm going to highlight some of that. Where the sun now, think of your sun now. The sun comes down, will catch some of the light here on the trees and goes down into the dark area then. Just keep thinking of the sun. And here again, and down in. But don't fall into the trap of having too many highlights and no darks. You need the dark to show the light. That's your counter change. And again now, here, a little bit there, and then I'm going to go away from that area, and I'm going to go for the bigger brush over here. And I'm also going to watch the clock. What will we do only for clocks? I don't know. I've got to wash the brush here and clean it out. Tap up there. And that's fine. Now we're going to have a small clean up at that dark area. Always try and keep a spot clean for your light colours. And you won't contaminate them then. Now here, just wiping it off with a tissue. There's no need to go to any great trouble. Now, bit of white, pull out the cad yellow, bit of white, push into it, and here, up over, excuse me, think of the sun again here now, down and down and down into a dark area. Stop it. Back for more paint. Here, down under that, down into dark area again, and stop it again. Quite dark in the bottom. And up here, sun catches the top of the tree, catches the branches, the foliage, and comes right down, down, down into the dark area. And here, catches the top of the tree and comes down into the dark area again, really dark. And below it then, and down here, it will catch some of the foliage in the bottom, down there. And then down into the dark area. Don't forget the fox and the badger and the bunny rabbit, okay? They need to live down in here. So now, I'm going to pull with cad yellow right across there, look. I'm using the 1-inch brush now, the big brush here, and I'm going to push all that back there. Push it all back. And again now, I'm watching the dark. On this side, down there. And now I'm going to add a little bit of white to all this. Here's not yet white, but I will add white to it. Let the sun shine on it to sparkle the old feel there. There. Just to brighten it up a little bit. I want to brighten up like this new studio is lovely and bright. They have me spoilt. Spoilt here now I have. Once I got past the security with my bicycle, I was right. They have me spoilt with air conditioning and everything. My God. 25-foot ceilings. I don't know myself. Canteens. People making coffee for me. You name it. Directors of programs giving out to me. Watch the clock. Cameraman running around in circles. Now I'm going to go in here because there's a round tower in Drumcliff. When I was passing there, I went in here and I got to the round tower of Drumcliff here. Like. That pushes Bin Bulbin back as well. Drumcliff is a very historical way now. That's only 4 miles. I think it'll be about north of Sligo on the N. I think there's the N15. And St. Columkill founded a monastery here back in 575. Now I'm going to go to the fan brush here because I need to get that to sit down. And I'm going back into darker colours, right into the base of that round tower. They would push that back there, and that would push that back. Very, very historical area. I must wash the brush now. The annals record that there was a lot of plundering here of monasteries and everything in the 12th, 13th and 14th century. There was a lot of activity went on around here. Now, that's fine. Another little bit of white wouldn't go astray there to sparkle that up a bit. There. And it was also said that in 1396 that lightning struck that tower and knocked a few junks out of it. So a lot of those towers were all hit and spires were all hit by lightning over the years in different places. There was no lightning conductors in those days. Okay, so I'm going to wash the brush again. There's a fine high cross and the shaft of another one just here across the road here behind me. There's a really ancient area here. This is a really historical area here. I'm just going to get my knife here again. And W.B. Yeats was buried in the little chapel here, just as the left as you come in the door. I'm just going to come up here with the knife and come in behind this here, look, because there was a few sheep in the field there when I was here. Okay. I lost his ear. He had an ear when I was here anyway. Okay. Back and down. On the way down there, thank you. And then his friend was here. Come on. Come on off. Thank you. And cover it down there. Now there would be shadows here. There's also a lovely gift shop and tea house and a visitor centre and a lovely art studio actually here in Drumcliff. I would recommend anybody to go in there for a cup of coffee or whatever and go into the art studio. Certainly should. And you'll also kill 2 birds with the one stone. W.B. Yeats, as I said, was buried here. Right, I'm just going to coax this here around the sheep here. And now underneath would be dark again to cast a shadow. I'm laughing because when I say cast a shadow, it reminds me of W.B. Yeats and a lot of his writings. Sorry, now I just got to cast a shadow here under the thing, you know, under the sheep here, like, because the light to throw a shadow there, the light would come down on the sheep here, and then to throw a shadow right underneath the sheep itself. There's always lots and lots of people. I think that centre is open the whole year round. I'd imagine it is. But lots and lots of people come to visit the grave of W.B. Yeats. Now, I'm going to, again, I'm just going to put a few more little shadows there, on that. Maybe I should get a little bit of black paint on the liner brush. And on the lovely little single grave of W.B. Yeats and his wife, his good wife, everybody comes to his epitaph on the stone is something else, and it reads, "Cast a cold eye on life, on death, horsemen pass by." So it's really historical. Here we go now. I'm only going to go a little bit of the letter V spread out. So no, just if these are crows, they wouldn't, you know, there wouldn't be only the one colour. I wouldn't be putting two colours like I would like gulls or anything like that. Okay. So there's another little fella down there, and I think I'll leave it at that. So it's a good insight into the famous tower there, the Round Tower of Drumcliff, County Sligo. So until we meet again, Goramila Mahagut Shlan Lat, and God bless you all, my friends.
Ireland, my Ireland, oh I'm coming home. Though I roam, sure my heart never left her. O'er the dark rolling sea, she is calling.